Hello and welcome to BattleTech. This is a turn-based wargame published in 2018, would you believe? Yeah, how time flies. Was originally a Kickstarter, I believe, but it eventually grew into quite a capable game. And you can also see the Paradox logo here. So Paradox eventually acquired HBS. Their other claim to fame is having made Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, and Shadowrun Hong Kong. Fun games in their own right, but I feel that this is their best game. If you're unfamiliar with the BattleTech universe, a very short primer, it's 3025, so 1000 year into the future this year. That's the official start date. Of course, the timeline has progressed past that now, but this game is set in 3025, so I figured it was a good time to give it a spin. I haven't covered it before. Not sure why, because it's one of my favorite little turn-based games. So yeah, we are rectifying that now. These are just the DLCs that are installed. 3 DLCs eventually. But anyway, if you're not familiar with BattleTech, it takes place 1000 years in the future, and there is no peace among the stars. There is only war, so to speak. These giant mechas are piloted mechas are fighting each other, and yeah, it's been like that for hundreds of years. So we're mercenaries, but there is a story here as well, or rather, there is one sort of career mode that lets you just sandbox. But if you want to do that, I would suggest some of the many mods that exist that sort of expand upon that idea. But for this playthrough, we're going to go with the campaign. I think it's a cute campaign that takes you from level 1 to level 20, so to speak. So it's pretty solid. So yeah, I don't think I need to do any further introduction than that. But I figured we can start the playthrough by playing the game's introduction, because that offers a quick introduction to the BattleTech universe. And if you are already very familiar with the setting, you can just skip that, of course. I timestamp everything. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's the intro. Provides a super condensed version of history. Man invents interstellar travel, colonizes space, quarrels and fights, creates the Star League, sort of an overarching government of the human civilization or human space. And then there is, of course, betrayal after a few hundred years, and there is a big civil war, and after the civil war, things break down, and successor states, they just keep on fighting. First, we nearly blast each other back to the Stone Age. Finally figure out that maybe we should stop doing this nuke thing and just try to keep things together. But war continues, but on a much smaller scale, and with these giant walking tanks at their core. There's a lot more to it, of course, but that's the gist of it. So we are now, well, technically we're between succession wars. The third succession war has ended, but it's more of a Cold War, but there are raids and stuff, and ample opportunity for mercenaries to gain gainful employment and terrorize civilians and other militaries and other mercenary companies. Eventually the fourth succession war will start, and there is this whole cool background built up, and immediately things start to change, which is a good or a bad thing depending on viewpoint. But it is a beloved setting for me. Friends, I would say. We've played a lot of games, various kind of games, role-playing games, board games, miniature games, computer games, all sorts of games. So it's a fan favorite, I would say. So definitely check it out if you're not too familiar with it. Lots of cool miniatures also. Now, you have, you can skirmish PvP. I don't think there are very many people doing that, but you might find some. Career is sort of an, not a skirmish mode, but this is where you just fight and fight and fight and loot and loot and loot and build up your mercenary company. There is no story to this. There are a few linked scenarios. That's the gist of it, but it's the campaign that's the thing. So we're going to start a new campaign, and we can either start a standard campaign or we can do the custom campaign where we sort of tweak the experience, but that's best if you know the game already. So you're just going to play a standard campaign, but we can sort of show some of the things you can do here. Yeah, you can do the Iron Man. You can skip the prologue. Salvaging mechs and sort of recreating new walking tanks out of scrap. It's a core part of the game, I would say. And depending on how many parts you set this to, 3 is sort of default. That's the easiest. But if you set that to 8, it would take you a lot longer to even assemble a single useful mech. So if you tweak that, that's gonna impact, I would say, the difficulty curve. This one impacts your... When you put together a mech, does it come with sort of the default equipment stuff? If you just want to customize it from scratch, you just tick this box. Enemy force strength is easy, normal, hard. Hard, I don't like it because it skews the entire game. It front loads it terribly, and yeah, sure, it becomes harder, but it also gives you better salvage. So at least you have to balance it with other stuff. And yeah, you can hire more skilled mech warriors, payment, progression rate, all of that. Lots of stuff you can tweak here, but we're just gonna do the default and start the game. It's just for fun anyway. It's been years since I played it. It's not particularly difficult, even if you ramp up the difficulty to maximum. It's not, once you get the hang of things, it's not super difficult. I just find that on higher difficulties is just more annoying. Yeah. So.
I am Kamea of House Urano, High Lady of the Aurigan Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times. About the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Absolutely love the music, by the way, and I think the cutscenes are done in a unique and interesting style. Now, this is the Aurigan Coalition, this little blob here. You might not have heard of it at all. I certainly hadn't before playing the game, because in a stroke of genius, Harebrained Schemes created sort of their own setting in the BattleTech universe, out in the periphery, beyond the big politics of the core game, beyond all the other games and setting material, and that really worked very well. So this is on the edge of civilized space. There is some settlement. There are some settlements even beyond the Aurigan Coalition, but that's just no interstellar government out there. So it's a small kingdom in the rimward periphery that's beyond the magistracy of Canopus and the Taurian Concordat, and even they are not part of the inner sphere. They are periphery nations in and of themselves. So you have, Canopus and the Taurians. They are in this region, and then you have the true inner sphere and Terra way beyond that again. So they have been ruled by the House of Arano for 3 generations. So it's been a relatively peaceful corner. And that is where your story begins. Now, first, we pick a sort of where do we come from? And it's not, it doesn't really matter, sadly. And actually, even whatever you choose, it turns out your family moved from wherever to the Aurigan Reach before you were born or something like that. So you are actually a native of the Aurigan Reach. And that, I think, is a little bit of a letdown. If I pick the Draconis Combiner, I don't want to have roots way back in my family tree to the Combine. No. So that's a bit of a letdown. You would think, it says here your family came to the Reach from, but I think it's a sort of a boring twist. It would be more interesting if the focus was on you, but that's nitpicking. Well, everybody knows the House of Kurita, the Combine, that's Japan. And then you have sort of the free peoples of the world. I guess they are, I don't know, Britain, France, Europeans, the old colonial powers that have reached for the stars. These are the Americans. These are Germans. And these are Chinese, Russians. Combination of that. They have the smallest nation, paradoxically. And you have Canopus. There are more periphery domains, but they are not there. And the Taurians. And the rimward periphery, that's basically the Aurigan Reach and other small petty kingdoms. The deep periphery, that's out in the boonies. So again, it's not super important what you pick here, so you can just pick whatever. Justice and equality, cultural diversity, all sorts of weird concepts for the future. So, and these are the Germans, but being German, kind of boring. We're gonna be Marek since no one else wants to be Marek. It is probably the least beloved of all the Innisphere nation. So, my family was immigrants. I was the heir. So I have a battle mech. It's an old blackjack BJ now. BJ does not stand for what you think. It's for blackjack. So yeah. Here we met Raju Mastiff Montgomery and hover over Aurigan Reach. We have already seen battle mechs. These mechs. The blackjack has both long and short range weapons, autocannons and lasers. This is our sort of my mentor, I would say. He has trained a lot of mech warriors. Succession wars, that's the endless processions of wars. Yeah. So he's also trained us, and he's trained some other named characters in this game. So now you can select sort of your background. How did you end up in this mess? So this does affect your skill levels, and you have 4 skills in BattleTech. You have gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. You can choose to be exiled, and you stole your mech. Well, it was mine anyway. You can strike out on your own. This one gives you gunnery and tactics, pretty good. Piloting and tactics, less interesting, I would say. Tactics and guts, that's the best combo in my opinion. My parents, driven to despair, took their own lives, so we are left with only this blackjack, and they died in an accident. Piloting and guts, or gunnery and guts. I mean, it's always compelling to have been betrayed, right? So, and now you can choose. You can go back here if you change your mind. You can go. Oh no, I don't want to be from Marek. Marek space is also not too far away from this area, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, my family was betrayed or bankrupt. Let's do bankrupt. I always do betrayed. So we can either have worked in the Aurigan coalition. It can be a pirate. It can be a Solaris gladiator, or we can have enjoyed a life in the actual inner sphere as a mercenary, or we can be a freelancer on the frontier. I'm not too interested in having been in the inner sphere, so pirate, that's quite appealing. My family went bankrupt. I struck out on my own. Fell in with some pirates. We're not really too proud about that. Or we could do the freelancer thing here. And then you cross paths with him again. It depends on what you picked. If you pick pirate, he pulls you out of jail. If you do freelancer, it's set upon by pirates and left for dead. Then he picked you up. So it's a narrative choice, and there is some dialogue in the game that is affected by this. You can be set upon by the. You can be pulled out of an Aurigan coalition prison. No, I don't know. Freelancer, that sounds more interesting. So you can be she, they, or he. Very Darwin Moser call sign slag. We need to find someone who looks like us. We're multicultural. This is us. You can even customize the image. But I think that's fine. So now you can see we have no advances in gunnery, we have no advances in piloting, but we do have quite a bit of tactics, and we do have quite a bit of guts. Now, sadly, after seeing this, you cannot backstep. You can choose to start over. Yeah, you can just confirm that. So sad. Bad guy material. Can't see anything going wrong here. No. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure. So story-wise, Raju has trained me, the princess, or the regent, or whatever you should call her, and also many other mech warriors. And he also saved us some certain death there, so he's both a mentor and a figure that we greatly respect. And interface initiated. So first up is just some very basic stuff. Okay, slag. I had the Espinosa refit yards rush the repairs on their blackjack. All in one piece, but we should run some drills just to be sure, yeah. And he wants to tell us more about the job he brought us here to do. And do me a favor and get moving. Yes, absolutely, sir. Yes, sir. So, we will then
I'll come
either...
right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more to this job than escort duty.
Wow, surprise. So, we move over. There's something wrong in the capital. It's been too quiet since Lord Tamati's funeral, and I'm worried about Kamea's safety. Yeah. Anyway, let's conduct a weapon test. Oh, poor urban mechs.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything, but my gut tells me something's off, and a warrior trusts their instincts.
So I can tab into my mech, and I can tab between targets, and I can click portrait, attack, and or fire, or I can hit enter. Yeah, I only have a lance of urban mechs. Yeah, guns working. Here comes a target dummy. He's been training Lady Arano since she was 14. She can be naive. and proud, but she can be a just and effective ruler. And safely to the city with her cousin Victoria by her side. This Victoria's only trained for 1 season, but she's prodigy. Reminds me a lot of you, truth be told. Yeah. Okay. Lots of talkie. You see that drone over there?
Kamea's like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
No. Stab in and fire. But this guy has more armor, so he didn't blow up, so he drives around. And we repeat that. This time we penetrate and blow him up.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Nice shot. Smooth, yeah. Kamea belongs on the cormorant throne. Yes. Go ahead and fire up the jump jets.
Victoria pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
Engaging jump jets. Enemy detected.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
Jump jets are super useful for repositioning. And water cools you faster. Yeah, I had a little mishap there. So we also learned that every single Royal Guard mech has been in for some work. I wonder if that's relevant. Gonna have to do without them. Go ahead and do a melee attack, yes. And melee attacks are even simpler. Just pick your mech and click. And there's only one position we can attack from, so... We don't kick, we headbutt. Okay, that's a solution. One last test. Sprint and evade my attack.
If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
The faster you run, the more little chevrons you pick up, and the chevrons make it harder to hit you. Yeah. So he misses, but when you are shot at, the chevrons go away. Congratulations, you're combat ready given the circumstances. I hope my suspicions are unfounded. If not, we will be ready. Yeah.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
Now we only have to either move twice or we can sprint once into the target area. And we are done with this little basic tutorial. There is Victoria. She has white hair. Like a drove. Can't even pronounce it for the time being. My father has summoned me away. I have a fleet inspection. Yeah. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire reach. Give my best to your father and don't be late for the tourney. Yeah, the nobles like to do little mock combats with these mechs. Old words, cousin. But the only victory they'll be celebrating is mine. My mech is better than your mech. I can teach you. Yeah. So they are talking about sort of celebrating the coronation with a little mock battle.
Mission successful.
I remember the Aurigan Reach of old, the time of the great expansion. I was just a boy then.
Uh-oh.
Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters. And the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Orana will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
Where do I sign up for this? I wanna join. Yeah, so peace is shattered, so I guess we'll have to fight. Was a leopard class dropship used to fly up to 4 little mechs onto the surface of a planet. Not really a battleship now. Yeah, there is a little bit of lore here from one of the very first BattleTech novels that was ever published. Ray Death novels, a fan favorite of mine. Particularly because it immediately started to change some of the core concept of the setting. Begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
I'm gonna miss this Raju, the clarity of purpose that I feel in the cockpit of... Yeah. Wait, what's that? Uh-oh.
And odd. And I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Yeah. So, since you're out of combat, we can just sprint. No, Laser fire. We need to get you out of here.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation. Your people need you.
Thank you, Raju. I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
We can either go down to this
I have no doubt.
road there, or we can move along the ridge. My blackjack does not have any jump jets, and
You have my attention.
skies also not so much.
Acknowledged. I'm moving.
The Raju has a very powerful autocannon, 2 medium lasers that run on the mill weapons, and some long-range missiles. Well, this lady has almost no long-range weapons, but it's extremely powerful up close. We have a mix of 4 medium laser and 2 extreme long-range autocannon 2s. Unfortunately, they are not really very powerful. They shoot very far, but they are not very...
Roger that.
Sounds good. I'm moving.
Confirmed.
I'm on the move.
Affirm.
Hail Mastiff, hail Lady Arano. We are preparing for the coronation parade when we got word of a disturbance. Lead the way, will fall in behind you and guard your 6. The road is clear. Why is your battle mech damaged? Traitors! My coronation, I know battle. Take them, kill the old man, but take Lady Arano alive. I don't think.
Get behind us.
You didn't train me to cower, Raju. You trained me to fight.
Safeties disengaged.
So I move these into the forest because that can be very useful. Yeah. Now the Panther goes for a melee attack, possibly because I ran and have high evasion.
I've got your back.
Now we will move in initiative order, and you can see these guys have to wait until phase 3, but Mastiff can move in the basically what is the light mech phase, because he's very skilled, so he has a special ability that boosts his initiative. So we can move him out of here, or we can move him higher up into the hills here. Shadowhawk is of course more dangerous, I would say, so you can either take out the little one. Ideally we want to stay on the forested hex here, because that would give us some defensive benefits. This one has also already moved and he has picked up some evasion. This one has not. And yeah, we can opt to deactivate some of the weapon systems, but for this strike we have well, we could take off the missiles. You can see here expected heat generation, so if we take off the missile that won't be so much of a problem, but for this one I will shoot anyway. For some missiles will hit.
Triggering an alpha strike.
You can see we already went internal, did some good damage there. Now this is not so good because he...
That shot went internal.
Yeah. He hit the arm of Mastiff's mech and did some considerable damage to his most powerful weapon system. So that's not ideal. But Kamea is safe and we'll move over here. And you can see that his flank here is badly damaged. And you can see that Kintaro has some issues with heat management, because this volley will just completely overheat it. So let's take off the LRM and just do this. So we take out a leg, we take out the torso, we take out his main gun, he's down. It's a mess. So we will now do slag. You can see that this Panther has done something that's not generally advisable. He's turned his back to us. But these AC2s are not really great weapons for shooting at short range. So yeah, there is some drawback there. So instead we are going to shoot the one that's prone. And there are even more explosions and horror. So Raju will move.
Follow my lead.
And he will fire
Everything I've got.
into the back of the Panther. And armor there is very, very thin, so you're almost guaranteed to do massive amounts of damage. Yeah, this is too much heat for us, so we need to deactivate at least one weapon. And so other than that smash in Raju's arm, we're fine. Lord Alexander Madeira, Kamea, can you hear me? We were attacked. My own guardsmen tried to take me prisoner. Happening here too. The royal guard are killing each other in the halls. Lord Carcosa's house guard just got gunned down. The turnip, blah blah. Yeah, okay, so there's a full-out revolt. Go to the Rotura Township, to the armory. Your soldiers are using that as a rallying point. Have to move, yeah. Guess we don't know who we can trust, but we can't distrust everyone. Yeah.
Traitors in the guard.
So this is a bit unfortunate because he has his most.
Keep close and remember your training. Things are likely to get ugly between here and there.
Now this you hover here, you can see that is AC-10. That's the weapon that's in that right arm. That one was damaged. That's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, have to live with that.
Affirmative.
Roger.
More contacts.
I'll do what you ask.
No, now it is not beneficial for us to move forward, so we will do this reserve thing and let them come to us. And you can see we have our left side more or less turned to the enemy, so the chance of them hitting our right side is less. Now the Kintaro can move forward, I think.
I'm on my way. Another enemy casualty.
The reason I try to stand on forest is that you get a 20% damage reduction.
Orders. Nice job, kid. One fewer hostile on the board.
Enemy unit destroyed.
And in this case, I'm also moving my other units up front, so they will take damage instead of Raju, because Kameya's Kintaro has a lot of armor and no damage, so I will reserve for as long as possible until this last striker has gone. Yeah, just a few points of damage is nothing.
Best shot.
Yeah, my point exactly.
Talk to me.
And now we can go again.
Triggering an
Yeah.
alpha strike.
I mean, if you hit with the AC-10, it will take out stuff. But now Mastiff basically gets a bonus round.
Moving out. All weapons
Yeah.
are go.
It's good. You can see the ammunition count here as well, and the damage. The game doesn't have variable damage. It's always fixed damage. I think that's a bit odd, but it's what it is. So now we learn that the uncle and Victoria are behind it all. Oh, it's a massacre. What's that sound? Oh gods!
Alexander!
Yeah, aerial bombardment or orbital strikes or something. This is, of course, supposed to be an entire city district, so it's not entirely to scale, but that's fine.
Confirmed.
It's over, Kameya. Your ascendancy, the legacy, all of it. What have you done? I loved you like a sister, but my father helped me see your complacency, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they're traitors, butchers, and since Kameya didn't want to do as her father told her. Was like a knife in my heart. So when the true ruler of the kingdom doesn't want to do what her prime minister whatever says, then it's bad. There must be rebellion. Let me lie. Yeah. She's completely crazy. Not super strong writing here, I would say, but okay. Yeah. I will fight you to the last, and you are a fool. Yeah, so it's our fault that they have to kill us. Yeah. You know.
Attention, all Espinosa forces. This is Lady Victoria Espinosa. Lady Arano is to be apprehended and taken alive by my command. Fail to follow these instructions, and you will have me to deal with.
No, we could reserve her, but these guys are pretty, I would say, defenseless because they haven't gotten any evasion yet, so we will move here. Not so easy for them to reach me, and especially not my damaged right hand. So we can attack. I also have multi-target attacks. I could spread my love around. I don't think that is necessary in this case. You can see what are the best odds. Not the spider, not the locust, but the cicada. The locust is fairly dangerous because of its many weapons, but they are all... well, I will have to die, all of them anyway, so... yeah. So we start by cutting its leg straight off, and it goes down. You don't send light mechs to play with autocannons, so... yeah. So the Locust chooses, it's super fast, it's one of the fastest mechs ever built, so it runs around and does very minimal damage to my rear, and has exposed its rear to my... so I'm not entirely sure what the plan here is, but yeah. Kamea will move forward. And instead of wasting shots here, we will go for the core of this guy, and we'll just pump him full of... and there is no way a cicada can withstand for firepower like that. Now, this will not work super well because... let's not generate too much heat. We can... no, we hit something.
Enemy mech. Critical damage. Incoming transmission.
Because they have no armor on the rear, of course.
Attention, citizens of Coromadir 6. This is Lord Santiago Espinosa. With the unanimous support of the founding houses, I have assumed control of the Aurigan Coalition. For your own protection, I urge you to remain calm and stay indoors until otherwise instructed. All hostile units, stand down, and you have my oath that you will not be harmed. Resist, and you will be fired upon.
Sure. Yeah. Who believes that guy? No one.
Father placed his faith in that man.
Yeah, we'll walk behind the Locust. The Locust was already damaged. See this little... we'll take that one off.
Affirmative. I'm getting outmaneuvered.
Yeah. So he's also gone internal, but yeah.
Internal damage. The bastard breached my armor.
Yeah,
Tell
we'll
me what you need.
get them off you. Don't worry. This one has very low... I can either smack this one up or unload on the locust. I think in this case I want to do a melee attack, or do I? No, I don't want to do a melee attack. I just want to move over here.
I'm moving out.
And you can see hit chance is very much affected by... So that's a lot of heat, so let's take it down one step.
I'll make it happen. Target eliminated.
You can see the ACs have absolutely no chance of hitting, so...
Targeting spear armor.
New round. So I can't really outmaneuver the locust, but I can maybe try to make it harder for him to shoot me in the back. Yeah. And he decides it's too difficult, yes.
My armor's still solid.
Well, solid, you have almost lost your right hand, and I don't think we will be shot in the rear anymore, so it's not gonna be a huge problem. Now I will smash him, mostly because I'm so hot.
Closing into melee range.
Oh, it's a miss. But at least I shed a lot of heat, so that's fine. But now he doesn't have a lot of evasion, so let's pump 4 lasers into him.
Targeting spear armor. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And Raju will go first again, so... Oh. The city is lost, we have to get off the planet. I can't abandon Koromadir, it's my home, my birthright. The battle is over. Escape and fight another day, you're right, my uncle has won. We have to move, we have a dropship waiting at Shepherd's Pass.
You get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. We will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
Yeah, so that's our goal, a Union-class dropship. That's a much bigger dropship, can take an entire company and supporting elements.
You have my attention. I'm listening. I'm on it.
Talk to me. Aye, aye.
There are 2 vehicles here that we need to take out, but there is no advantage to charging over the ridge, so we'll just wait until they have activated. Now both have activated.
Clear.
Can I reach any one of them? No. I will run up to the top of the hill,
Yes, I hear you.
and Kamea will run up to the top of the hill.
Reporting one last vehicle.
Very powerful. 18 short-range missiles, several lasers. It's a pretty good mech. And so Raju, you only need to not get slaughtered, so you can stay in the back here.
Standing by. Copy that. Discharging weapon.
Oh, that was overkill. Yeah.
Enemy vehicle.
Normally vehicles have more health, but I think there's something to be said about that. Kamea, you will need to run and cool down, I think.
Affirmative.
Tell me what you need. Acknowledged. I'm moving.
This is your last chance, cousin. Don't make me order your death. No. Do what you must, betrayer. Captain House, destroy them. Leave no survival. So.
You command, my lady.
Command, my lady. Face traitor. Now I will
Copy that.
do this little side eye trick. So keep your damage side away from the enemy, then the chance of it being hit much less.
You've got my attention.
Now you either have to sort of decide to move. Yeah, we'll do that. Long range missile. Yeah, we can do the multi-target for once. So we will put damage into him, but we will put missiles into this turret.
Roger that.
So we nearly killed his leg, but he has more armor than the little guy. So it survived. Yeah, now we might lose. Oh, what the? Yeah, he hit us in the shoulder area, so the entire right side is kind of damaged. But we can see his left leg is damaged, so it would be very beneficial to shoot him in the side there. So Kamea will... Oh, Kamea can actually shoot him in the rear. Do we want that?
Engaging target. Target destroyed.
Standing by.
We don't want to shoot him in the rear, actually. We want to shoot him in the side here. Yeah, so we can take out his leg. That's more beneficial. There's no guarantee, but the chance is rather large when you hit him from the side and his leg is almost severed already. Yeah, he has lots of armor on the left there, so not a problem. Orders. No, we can't do that. I mean, we can just stay in place, and we can... I mean, we could try for a headshot, but that's not why we're here.
Reading you loud and clear. I'll do what you ask. Reporting a critical strike.
Yeah, we have to take this guy out, so let's just keep shooting at him. I had expected Kamea to take him, but yeah, we still have lots of armor, so it's not really an issue.
Talk to me.
Yeah, in this case we will reserve him, and then Lag will just move up here. Just to unload everything into the turret. Yeah, that worked. I mean, you can get unlucky and lose this, but for the most part, that's not gonna happen.
I'm on the move.
Captain Halvorsen is prepping the engines now. In another 5 minutes, we'll be ready to depart. Yes, 5 minutes is a long time. See Arana to the docking ramp and come back. We'll hold this pass together.
Thank you both. I won't forget what you've done for me today. I
So,
promise you that.
I mean, I can just run over. That's it. Oh no, more enemies. And it's Victoria and her heavy guard. think this is her mech. Yeah. We are completely out numbered and out tonnaged. Protect the dropship. But no. Shut down initiated. Reactor offline. Trouble with your blackjack slag. It's been happening to a lot of Royal Guard battle mechs lately. So sabotage. Yeah. Yeah, she's always been a traitor, clearly. My father is a great man. Wow, that was a very high ejection.
Mission successful.
Yeah, mission successful, kind of. We don't have a mech anymore, and yeah, we got Kamea, the dropship. That's something, I guess. But I mean, could have gone better. Could have gone worse. Yeah. Oh no, another cutscene. Yeah, this is Victoria's mech. Catapult, but armed with PPCs instead of all the usual long-range missiles, if I don't misremember. It's been a while since I played BattleTech. Oh no, the Centurion mech is getting pounded. Oh, there goes the plasma reactor. A fusion reactor, I should. Yeah, it's a catapult. This is an Orion. I don't know what the... Uh-oh. Yeah, it's a fucked up start. That girl. It's a good setup, I think. It's a pretty neat intro. High orbit over Coromadi. Darius Oliveira. Easy there, Darwin. Took a crack on the head when you punched out. You're safe now. Too bad it's not voice acted. I've come to sort of expect voice acting now. But Kickstarter 2018, no surprise there is no... Well, there is some voice acting, and it's pretty good, but yeah. So, this is Markham's Marauders. They did some work for High Lord Tamati way back when. Said. I'd introduce you to Commander Markham, but he was in the market district when the bombs fell. Okay. You rescued me. If it wasn't for your company, I'd be dead too. That's probably true, but don't mention it. After what seeing what happened to Markham, didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of this new directorate. We knew what we had to do. What about Saraju? Did you find him? You found his mech. It's completely cored out. Nobody survives a hit like that. No, that's true. I'm sorry. That is a loss for us all. Are you able to recover my blackjack? Okay, they have the mech. This part I find a little bit weird, how these mercenaries were able to salvage my mech and bring it aboard. It would have been better just to not do this and let me get a random starting mech. That would have been way cooler. So, what happens now? Lady Arana is dead, her ship was destroyed, it's all over. Damn it, a waste. We're getting the hell out of Aurigan territory. I've already booked transport on the first jump ship. So, you need to take a drop ship from planet with your cargo and your mechs and passengers and whatever, and then fly up into orbit and attach to a jump ship. But the jump ship is not actually in orbit, it's way closer in system, so you have to drive for days and days to rendezvous with the jump ship. And when everyone has arrived and hooked up, the jump ship jumps to a nearby star system. Yeah, so they want to get away from here. That's a good idea. But options. Now my dog tag says I'm from the Free Worlds League. So here we can do several options. Frontier. I know how to live on the frontier. If that's where you're going, I guess I'm with you. Or you could do this ancestry thing. But I think I will pick this one. Yeah, that's fair. I'll pitch in. You've had a hell of a day, and we've got a long road